99 shooters. I wanted to do a video and just talk a little bit about how to respond to things and what training will do for you, especially as it relates to shooting. This video was taken last week when I went down to Tacoma Narrows. Now, never been to that place before, but thought it would be a lot of fun to go. And it's just like shooting a match, okay? There's there's the start of the match, there's the middle of the match, and the end of the match. Well, most of the match things are going to go well because you've practiced, and you've practiced, and it's going to be great. And you see it here in my flight down to Tacoma, that everything was great. It's a beautiful day to be out flying. But what happens when things are going bad? What happens when you have that bad shot? And you've got to deal with it. You've got to respond to it. Well, here in the video, you see me having to respond to turbulence. And this is just like taking a bad shot and suddenly having to deal with it. Here comes the turbulence, and I'm moving the stick all over the place and doing a lot of things to keep the plane steady. Later on, you're going to see the same thing on the approach into the airport, which is just there a little bit to the right of the nose of the plane in the video, where it's kind of bumpy coming in because of it being a warm afternoon. So what do? You go back to what you trained to do. All of the stuff every day that you're practicing at the pit, all of the things that you're doing are helping you to perfect what you're going to do when you find yourself in that turbulence. You're going to have days where things are not quite going right, or you're going to have that shot that's not quite right. And you make the adjustments to it. You move the stick, you move the throttle, you make the adjustments to keep yourself on the glide slope, to keep yourself on approach to the runway, or to keep yourself flying, to take that next good shot. That's what you're working on. That's what you're striving for every time you're practicing. It's not just slinging shots downrange. The more practice you have, then the more natural different things become because you're just used to doing them. In the video here in a second, you're going to see me bank over to about 60 degrees angle of bank, which, isn't a big deal. The plane flies just fine that way, but you're not used to seeing it unless you've practiced it. It's not a big deal. I can be looking around and doing all kinds of things. I'm actually having a great time. The same thing happens in the match. The more you practice, the more you become proficient at doing the things you need to do, even when things are going bad, and you view them as things to overcome, not as, oh my gosh, I just shot terribly, I'm going to do horrible. But your mindset, because of your practice, it becomes automatic. All these adjustments that I made in this flight, I didn't recognize until I got back and watched them on video. I had no idea how much I was moving the stick, especially on this landing. You're going to see the stick move a whole bunch here in just a second. And I didn't really realize I was doing all of that. It becomes automatic, and it makes the landing a good one. It makes the flight a good one because it's automatic. That's what you guys are working on your training, and I wanted you to see kind of a visual representation of it applied in a different situation. Me going out flying is just someone out having a good time.